My name's Alyssa. I'm a lawyer, a model, and a content creator here in New York City. I've been doing modeling off and on since I was a kid, but most recently I've been back in the industry since December of 2024, so coming up on a year and a half. What comes to my mind initially is like, of course I have goals. Like it would be a dream to be a part of like a major motion picture, like to be an actor, to reach modeling goals, like working for a big luxury brand. But then there's like the flip side of that, which is I feel like so much of my life before I got back into my creative pursuit was like goal oriented. And I went to school for 7 years and then I passed the bar. And I remember that was like a real moment for me where I passed the bar exam. And I had just studied so long for this thing that was supposed to make me feel so fulfilled and so happy. And I was really excited and proud of myself for like 20 minutes. And then I was just like, okay, like that was just like my life's work and now it's over. What do I do now? So I think for the first time in my life, I kind of am less goal oriented and just more having a loose grip on like open palm concept for opportunity. Like if it's free flowing in, it's free flowing out, like just creating what feels right in the moment. And just having kind of that faith and belief that the right opportunities will lend themselves when the time is right. And it's not up to me to like micromanage the timeline and the goal specifically. I look for people who can just be on the fly, like to try new ideas, try new things, someone who doesn't take it too seriously, because at the end of the day, like making art sometimes just happens by mistakes, and like the accidental moments that just naturally happen are sometimes the best. So yeah, just someone who's down to try anything and doesn't take it too seriously. It really started organically where I was just lawyering full time, and then on the side, randomly, I would have, one shoot every few weeks, and it would be easy to just take a day off of work to do my one shoot. Now, as it's been kind of evolving into its own animal, my content career and my modeling career, both which are two different buckets actually, too, it's just gotten a little out of control. And it's at the point now where I'm kind of in the process of like taking a step back. Not necessarily giving up being a lawyer. I still am going to be a lawyer. I'm still like working at my firm, but just taking more of a balanced approach to it all, where it's like I can do X amount of lawyering and that's realistic while maintaining all these other cool things. Because there's also a part of me that's like, while I wait for my income in my creative pursuits to match up to my legal salary, and who knows if it ever will, I hope it does, but while it's in that transitionary period where it's like I'm making good side income from this, I also have to weigh the opportunity cost. So I don't want to have to give up on cool creative opportunities that find me because I have to sit at my desk job from 9 to 5, like that feels like something I'm going to look back on my life and regret. So yeah, I'm in the process now of like dovetailing from just full-time lawyering with kind of like this side thing to more having two separate jobs at the same time, and they're kind of equal time investment. I think my advice I would give people who have like a safety net like I have with a corporate job with benefits versus their creative pursuits is to just look at your life, and when you're 80 or 90 years old reflecting back, will you want to say, yeah, I was a great lawyer and I sat at my desk and I, committed to corporate America and corporate life and I was a cog in the wheel? Or do you want to say, I took the craziest risks and it all paid off and I landed on my feet somehow, some way, and I have 1,000 insane stories to tell, and maybe I found success, maybe I didn't, but it was fun. I think like regret and looking back at my life as something exceptional and not just run of the mill is a huge motivator for me. So I would encourage those of us who feel called to big creative aspirations to just say, I would rather be someone's crazy aunt, sister, mom, whatever, who just went for it, rather than someone who just played it safe and has no story to tell. What draws me to be creative is that I spent a lot of time where I was just an attorney and practicing law in the suburbs and living a life that felt kind of optimized and correct, but I was just super bored and super anxious, and I just felt like I had no creativity, no outlet. My life was just, I had just kind of arrived at an end goal, and I was only like 25 years old. So what drives me to be creative is the constant pursuit of evolution and just knowing that like there's always a new peak to reach, and just reconnecting with the things that brought me joy as a child. They still bring me joy as an adult. So just staying true to who I've always been.